Happy Friday and welcome to the Weekender once again. Thanks everybody for your support as always. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. And so we're going to get right into today's topic because we have a pretty interesting one today. Today's topic is adding living space, either a grand bedroom, an additional bathroom, or a term that we're using these days, an ADU, accessible dwelling unit, or typically an in-law suite. And so what we're going to talk about is some of the steps that is needed if you're going to take on this kind of project. I've taken on this kind of project in the past, so I know the importance of being prepared and being ready to go. So the first steps that we really want to take care of, that's really the most important, is obviously we want to get us an architect, engineer, or a contractor that one can do this type of work for whatever you choose to build. What you want to do is make sure that you take in multiple bids and multiple designs. Somebody might come up with something creative one way, or if you're doing a complete addition, someone may come up with just two different ways. And this is a really important part of the whole process, is the planning, to be aware of what we're trying to accomplish here, especially if you're taking on a major addition. We added on 1,800 square feet, which was almost a house in some regards, and it became a major renovation, and I learned some really important things from that. And then one of the things you really want to do is make sure that you check everybody's license. That's probably the most important thing, I think, of the whole facet when you first are getting started. The next thing we're going to look at here is budget, planning, and scheduling. You want to make sure that you really stay on top of these items, because when you start any of these type of projects, your soft costs, and I mean soft costs meaning permits, from your blueprints, to your engineers, to your SOLS reports, you can easily drop $20,000 before you do one nail. So it's really important to have all these items really crossing your T's and dotting your I's. I really can't stress that. It can be a really a wonderful part of the process, or it can really create you a lot of headaches down the line. Another thing that I really, think you should really, I can't stress enough, is just a line item of a budget and detailed scheduling. If somebody's going to give you a bid, they need to lay that out. They need to lay out if it's going to take them 6 weeks for this or 8 weeks for that. I can't stress it. I mean, we see these projects. I'm really into the insane pools these days. Who knows? Maybe I'll do an insane pool. But those guys, when they come in, you want to make sure that they're really crossing their T's and dotting their I's, because it really can really hit your pocketbook for something that you didn't really anticipate. And another thing I always tell people to do is really you want to negotiate. Negotiate the pricing of the contractor. A lot of contractors are going to go, hey, this is my number. If you want to cut it short, then hey, go with another contractor. But hey, you know what? Everybody you can negotiate, and it's not haggling. What it is making sure that they're not really inflating, because a lot of people, what they do is they'll inflate costs to just cover just because. And typically, when you start a major project of this magnitude, it's typically going to be 10%. So if it's $100,000 project, look to be given the contractor to get started, possibly I would say about $10,000. At that point, that should be able to get them going. If they're coming to you for extra draws, or you don't have a system in place, I highly recommend that you do. I highly recommend that you talk to several contractors and see how they go about this whole process. And then during the construction, one of the most important things that I found out over the years is make sure that whatever vendors you're using, whatever contractors you're using, make sure that you keep good records. It's really important to have copies of all the invoice, and make sure that you have copy of all the inspections that are being done, because in the end, that's all going to save you time. And one of the last things I want to get to you is only pay for work that's done. Don't get way ahead of the project and end up, like I say, giving them 50% up front, and all of a sudden you got a project that's not completed. And lastly, I want to make sure that you keep all your warranties. Make sure you get your final sign off. And make sure that when they complete the project, if it's some final punches on a punch list, make sure they take care of those. So once again, thank you for participating here at the Weekender. I hope this is helpful if somebody's taking on a major project soon. Again, you can always reach me at sgaddisonrealtor.com or area code 510-220-7155. I would love to assist you in any aspect when it comes to real estate. Thank you, and you have a wonderful weekend.